Good morning, guys. So today we have a pretty, I don't want to say long, but high volume kind of workout. For time, you're starting off with 30 dumbbell deadlifts. You're going to do 15 on the right and then 15 on the left. After that, 30 Russian swings. After that, 30 goblet squats, then 30 alternating power snatches, and then 30 overhead squats, just like the dumbbell deadlifts. It's going to be 15 with the right arm and then 15 with the left arm. After that, you're moving on to 20. So 20 dumbbell deadlifts, 10 with the right arm, 10 with the left arm, 20 Russian swings, 20 goblet squats, 20 power snatches, and then 20 overhead squats, this time 10 and 10. After that, 10 dumbbell deadlifts, 5 and 5, 10 Russian swings, 10 goblet squats, 10 power snatches, and then 10 overhead squats, 5 and 5. Really, this is like a 20, 25-minute workout, I want to say. The round of 30 will obviously take you the longest, but shouldn't be too bad. All right, guys. So all you need for this workout is a dumbbell or kettlebell, and we will be using that in the warm-up as well, so just have that nearby. And as usual, we're going to start off with a simple body weight warm-up. So we're going to do 3 rounds of the circuit. You guys are going to give me 30 lateral hops. After your 30 lateral hops, you're going to do 20 mountain climbers. And then after your 20 mountain climbers, you're just going to give me 10 alternating reverse lunges, so 5 per leg. Again, guys, whenever you're ready, 3 rounds of 30 lateral hops, 20 mountain climbers, and 10 alternating lunges. Remember, guys, 3 rounds of that circuit, 30 lateral hops, 20 mountain climbers, and 10 alternating lunges. All right, guys, it looks like everyone's done with that piece of the warm-up. From here, we're going to move on to a Superman hold. We're going to start to warm up the low back a little bit for all of the dumbbell movements. You're going to lie down, chest on the floor. You're going to have your chin tucked, so nose faces the ground as well. And your arms are going to be straight out in front of you. From here, you're going to lift your chest off the ground. Hands and feet are going to come off the ground as well, and you should be feeling this back here. We're gonna hold a Superman for a minute. Try and get your chest as high off the ground as possible. We're gonna go in 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and chest off the ground. Try and get your knees off the ground as well. Again, you should be feeling this mostly in your low back and probably in your glutes too. 15 seconds in. 30 seconds in, halfway through, guys. Last 15 seconds. Three, 2, 1, and relax. From there, we're going to move on to some cat-cow. So you're going to get your knees under your hips, hands under your shoulders, keeping your elbows locked out. So squeezing your triceps, you're going to tuck your chin and round your low back so that you're pulling your upper back towards the ceiling. And then you're going to reverse that and pull your belly button towards the floor, unround the low back, unround the chin. You guys just going to go back and forth between these two positions for 20 nice and slow reps. Really focus on getting as much movement in that spine as you can. All right, guys. After those cat-cows, we're going to come back to that Superman, this time for just 30 seconds. So again, chest on the floor, chin tucked, knees and arms come off the floor with your chest. We're going to hold for only 30 seconds this time. In 3, 2, 1, and go. Arms up. Halfway through, 15 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. From here, we're going to get into some scat push-ups. You guys are going to come into a palm plank. From here, just like with the cat-cows, you're going to keep your elbows locked out. You're going to pinch your shoulders together behind you, pull yourself towards the floor, and then you're going to do the opposite and push away and round your upper back towards the ceiling. So you're going back and forth, trying to move your shoulders around your spine. Let's do that for 12 reps. Again, elbows locked out. Really focus on those shoulders moving around your spine. Once you guys are done with 12 of those, just have your kettlebell or dumbbell available. We're going to get into some shoulder hurdles. So for your shoulder hurdles, you're going to place that kettlebell or dumbbell at just about elbow height. You're gonna play around with this depending on how good your shoulder mobility is. From here, you're gonna make sure that you keep your arm that's next to the object locked out. You're gonna keep your chin tucked, just like with the last few movements. And the goal here is, without looking, to raise your arm up overhead, cross over without touching the object, and without moving your torso. So the goal, again, every single time, up and over without having to rotate or bend your elbow. I would start at about elbow level and then move the object either up or down depending on how mobile your shoulders are. We're gonna do 12 reps per arm. So 1 rep is 1 tap across and back. Again, guys, try and keep that elbow locked out. Try and keep your chest glued to the floor. When you guys are done, just stand up. All right, guys, so we're going to get into some body weight Jefferson curls. You're going to keep your feet in your deadlift stance under your hips. You're going to cross your hands over your chest, tuck your chin, and from here, try and pretend you're stuck between 2 really narrow walls. You're going to keep your chin as close to your body as possible as you round 1 vertebrae at a time. Try to pull the elbows into the knees, and then once you cross the knees, you can let the elbows come out towards the ground. Then you're going to reverse that. Elbows come up and round 1 vertebrae at a time. Let's do 10 nice and slow reps. Again, you're just focusing on moving through that spine like with the cat-cow. Go for it, guys. Try and keep the chin tucked the whole time. Eyes on the floor for as long as possible. All right, guys, after that, we're going to move on to some hip mobility stuff. So for this, I would just hold on to something nearby because it's going to require you to balance. So I'm going to start with 1 hand on the wall behind me or to the wall right next to me. From here, I'm going to pull my right knee up to about hip height, possibly a little bit higher. From there, I'm going to extend the leg. I'm going to bring the leg out to the side, bring my knee back in, and then plant it on the floor. So again, I'm going knee in, extend at that same height, out to the side, bend the knee again, and bring it back down. So it's kind of like a hip car with a little twist. We're going to go with 4 in this direction, then you're going to go out to the side, so knee up, bent to the side, extend to the side, and then come forward. So you're going to go 4 in that direction, then 4 in that direction on the right leg, and then you're gonna do the exact same thing on the left leg. So 4 in each direction on each side. Again, it's going to be knee up, extend, out to the side, come back down for the one on the side, knee up, extend, come to the front, and then back down. Try to stay balanced so that you guys don't lean too much. All right, guys, after that, you're gonna come back to your weight and we're gonna do some tank squats. So I'm gonna either hold this object right in my front rack like this, or for this specific exercise, it might be more comfortable to place the object just behind your neck on the tops of your shoulders. From here, you're gonna set your feet a little bit wider, so about squat stance. From here, you're gonna start with a good morning, so chin stays tucked, hips come back. Then from this good morning position, you're gonna drop the hips and come into the bottom of your squat. Then you're gonna raise the hips, let the chest face the floor, and then unfold. So again, I'm going into a good morning, so chest faces the floor, then I'm dropping the hips, chest faces up. I'm gonna reverse that, chest faces the floor, and then chest faces back up as I unfold. So that is a tank squat. You guys are going to do 10. If your weight is too heavy to do that, then just do some body weight tank squats. So same thing, but no weight if your weight is too heavy. All right, guys, and the last thing we're gonna do is finish off the warm up with some bird dog. So you're gonna come back to that good morning position where you have your hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips, trying to keep a flat back. You're gonna pull the right elbow into the left knee and extend out. So right elbow into the left knee and extend as far as you can without having to shift or rotate. Let's do 10 bird dogs with the right elbow into the left knee, and then 10 with the left elbow into the right knee. All right, guys, when you're done with that, have your weight nearby again. We're gonna start talking about the workout. We're just gonna go through the movements in list order as usual. Again, we're starting with the dumbbell deadlift, then we're gonna talk about the Russian swing, then the goblet squat, then the power snatches, and then finally the overhead squat. So dumbbell deadlift, pretty simple, just like with a lot of the dumbbell movements we've gone over. You can either have the dumbbell placed outside both of your legs like this, or You can have it in between the center of your legs. I personally prefer this because it feels a little bit easier. Regardless of whichever way you choose, you're going to make sure that that dumbbell is directly between your feet or just outside. I would hold it like this at one end, so half of it is already off the ground. You just have to make sure one head of the dumbbell touches the ground and keeping your back flat. You're just going to deadlift that dumbbell to your hip. Let's go with 6 on the right arm and then 6 on the left arm. All right, guys, after your 6 and 6, we're going to start talking about the Russian swing. So for the Russian swing, this time I'm just going to have the dumbbell or kettlebell about a foot in front of me. My stance is going to be a little bit wider this time, so just about squat stance or a little wider, so feet outside the shoulders. I'm either going to grab the dumbbell like this, or some people hold it like this as well. I honestly find it's a little bit more comfortable, but it allows you to grip the handle a little bit better. From here, you're just going to hike that dumbbell behind you and then swing up to chin height. So again, aggressive hike behind you, and then you're using your hips to send that object forward. Let's go with 12 Russian swings. Slight bend in the elbow so that you can keep the object as close to you as possible. Just like with the deadlift, make sure you guys are engaging those lats. All right, guys, after that, we have the goblet squat. So for the goblet squat, you're just going to hold that object at the center of your chest in the front rack like this. From here, keeping your chest upright, you're just going to give me 10 nice and simple goblet squats. All right, and then after the goblet squats, we have the power snatches. So we're going to come back to that wide stance. This time the object is going to be in the center again. We already did some deadlifts, so we're going to move on to a high pull from here. I'm going to keep that dumbbell close and start hiking my elbow up and rotating just a little bit. So let's do some alternating high pulls. You guys are going to do 10 alternating and alternating high pulls. And that's after the alternating high pull, leaning it into the actual power snatch. So all you're doing for that high pull position is rotating under and slightly bending the knees. So I'm coming into that high pull, snapping under, and then standing up. For your power snatches, you can either alternate by switching at the bottom, or you can come halfway down, switch sides there, and then come into the next rep. However you want to do it, let's go with 10 alternating reps. All right, guys, and then the last movement that we have to go over in this workout is the overhead squat. I know this one is tricky for a lot of people, so I'm going to go over a scaling option as well. Right now, just to get a little bit more warm with that overhead squat position, you guys are going to have one hand in the front rack or one hand at your side. You're going to have one hand directly overhead with your elbow locked out. You guys are going to give me 5 squats like this, and then switch sides and 5 of those squats with the other arm up. Try and make sure that elbow stays locked out. Try and keep that chest up as well so that that dumbbell doesn't fall over when you're holding it. All right, guys, so that is essentially what the overhead squat is going to look like. So if I have a dumbbell, I'm going to do the same thing. Again, I'm either going to have the other hand at my shoulder or at my side, and I'm going to do my squat from there. It's okay if you need to rotate your shoulder down just a little bit to help you get into the bottom of your squat. If you know that you struggle with overhead mobility, another option is going to just be a front rack squat. You're going to hold the dumbbell in the front rack on one side, and then just do your squats from there like that. So however you're going to do your overhead squats, let's just get 5 and 5. Remember, guys, you are doing the full overhead squat, elbow right next to your ear. Make sure that arm stays locked out. All right, I'm going to go over the workout one more time, answer any questions, and then we'll get started. So again, it is a chipper. A lot of movements, but it won't take a crazy long amount of time. You're starting off with 30 dumbbell deadlifts, 15 on the right arm, and then 15 on the left arm. After that, 30 Russian swings, then 30 goblet squats, 30 power snatches, then you're doing 30 overhead squats, 15 with the right arm and 15 with the left arm. Then you're moving on to your 20s, so 20 dumbbell deadlifts, 10 with the right arm, 10 with the left, 20 Russian swings, 20 goblet squats, 20 power snatches, 20 overhead squats, again, 10 with the right arm, 10 with the left arm, and then just 10. So 10 dumbbell deadlifts, 10 Russian swings, 10 goblet squats, 10 power snatches, and 10 overhead squats. This workout is very low back and grip intensive, so just keep that in mind as you're going through the movements. Take a couple of seconds if you need to between each of the movements, and for these sets of 30, break it up into 15s or 10s, whatever is manageable for you guys to keep moving with short breaks. I will call at the time every 5 minutes as usual. Any questions?
Yeah, for the overhead squats, do we have to do 15, 15, or can we go 5, 5, 5, 5?
It's 15 and 15, so you have to do 15 on the right before you switch to the left.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, Ursula, I'm going to just do an empty bar for the overhead, if that's all right.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
All right,
This
guys.
seems really hard.
Honestly, I looked at it this morning, and I was like, there's no way that this is a workout I can do in an hour. But it honestly, with the chipper going in this order, it's not so bad. I think that it's the overhead squats that are really going to be the worst part. Obviously, if you have like a 50-pound dumbbell, I'm sorry, but this is going to suck. But yeah, I cannot stress this enough. Take a second between movements. If you feel it in your lower back, that's a sign that you should stop and take like a 5-10 second rest, because it's all dumbbell, all low back. But I promise you it is doable in 30 minutes. All right, guys, we're going to get started in 15 seconds. Again, 30, 20, 10, you're going with dumbbell deadlifts, Russian swings, goblet squats, power snatches, and overhead squats. All right, guys, 3, 2, 1, and go. Remember, guys, it's a chipper. It is a marathon, not a sprint. Do not go all out in the beginning. After your 30 Russian swings, you're moving on to 30 goblet squats. Keep that chest up, get nice and low in that squat, guys. After the goblet squats, 30 power snatches. And then after those power snatches, 30 overhead squats. Remember, it's 15 on the right before you move on to the 15 on the left. Guys are 5 minutes in, by the way. Keep those elbows locked out on the overhead squats, guys. And then after you complete your 30 overhead squats, you're going to start up again at the deadlift. This time you're doing 20 instead of 30 for your reps. All right, guys, 10 minutes in. All right, guys, hopefully you're all on the round of 10. You guys are done, just hang out for a second. We're going to do a quick cool down. Fifteen minutes in. All right, nice job, guys. We're gonna do a quick cool down. Told you guys that wouldn't take too long. Just over 15 minutes, Mike. All right, guys. So for the cool down, we're going to stretch out the low back a little bit since that was a lot of low back work. You guys are gonna lie down on the ground with your chest facing the ceiling this time. What you're gonna do is pull your right knee into your chest with both hands. Then you're gonna let the right hand let go and drop off to the side. And then you're gonna pull the right knee across with the left foot. Then you're gonna look back towards your right hand. And we're gonna hold that stretch for 30 seconds on each side. So you're pulling the knee in and over to the other side. We're gonna hold for 30 seconds in 3, 2, 1, and go. Really try to relax that foot on the opposite side. You should feel this in your low back and your glutes. Try to look back towards the free hand as well. We're gonna hold for 15 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Stay on the ground, guys. We're gonna switch sides this time, so pick up that opposite leg. We're gonna go again in 3, 2, 1, and go. Look across to the opposite side. Last 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. We're just gonna go through a couple of poses here, and then I will let you guys go. So we're gonna start with the child's pose. You're gonna have your toes tucked under, so that the bottom of your toes touch the ground behind you. And you're gonna have your knees out and in line with your shoulders. From here, you're gonna have your hands on the floor. Push your hands into the floor, push your chest towards the floor as well. You're gonna hold there for a second. From there, you're gonna extend the knees, come up into a down dog. Then you're gonna drop the hips, look to the right, look to the left, come back to that child's pose. Again, hips up, drop the hips, look to the right, look to the left. You guys are just gonna go between those 3 positions for 10 reps. Try to pause on each one a little bit and get more of a stretch in your low back and hamstrings. All right, guys, nice job. Thanks for taking class today. There is class tomorrow, but remember it is at 9 a.m. and not 7, and then we don't have any Zoom classes on Sunday. So You guys take class. I will see you again on Monday morning at 7. Have a good weekend, guys.
Thank you, Ursula.
Thanks, Ursula.